cut the side.
As Tom mentioned earlier, this particular product, Koala Wall Design NW Canvas, is one of 10 separate finishes. If you want to see the full range, we have details on our easy reference guide. We do a lot of easy reference guides for a lot of products we show today. Tom will be showing magnetics very shortly. We have a magnetics easy reference guide and vinyl easy reference guides as well. Plus also we have samples on the stand of any of these materials. And also we're working with hardware partners inside our stand on Rolands, Mimakis and latex, which are very popular printing on these wall covering materials as well. So please feel free after the demonstration to go and have a look inside the stand.
Okay, so now we're ready to cut our splice. Now, as I say, with an MDF wall, we don't have to worry too much about cutting onto the board behind. However, not all walls are MDF, so I'm going to show you how to cut using a guard knife, which prevents us actually damaging the wall behind. So, for example, with plasterboard or dry line, you really don't want to cut into that because it's just going to suck the paste in, and that's when the joints are going to start opening up again. Okay, so in order to use the guard knife, I know I've got a 50mm overlap here, so just to be safe, that's on my overlap there. As long as I cut in between here and here, I know I'm going to be okay. So in order to insert the guard knife, we need to actually first make a cut at the top of the wallpaper.
Now you would say it's probably worthwhile doing a splice, Tom, on a thicker paper. You probably might get away with it on a thinner one.
With what, sorry?
It's probably worth doing a splice on thicker papers, perhaps not necessary on thinner papers.
Well, with wallpaper, you generally always do a splice. Yeah, it's
what's recommended. Yeah.
Like I say, it's much easier. With the wallpaper knife, I've just snapped the blade off there, so I'm making sure I get a nice sharp cut. Cut down about 6 inches. Okay. And then we want to peel the first 2 pieces back there, and the second piece, 2 pieces back there, so we're actually exposing the wall. Okay, and then we can insert the guard knife into the cut, so the shoe here actually fits in behind the 2 pieces, and you can it'll just fall into place where the knife was. Close that back up at the top, and now, using our straight edge as a guide more than anything, we're not trying to actually pull it down the straight edge. Keeping the paper in place, we can just pull this down now. And like I say, this is my old guard knife with a Teflon shoe on, which should make for less furling as we come down. Sometimes this will furl and you'll feel it starting to drag a little bit. If that's the case, you just need to take it out, clean it, and then start again. One big advantage of this is that when you're working on really big walls, big tall drops, you can leave this in the cut while you actually climb down the scaffold, okay? Because ideally you want to keep your knife in the cut at all time.
You've got tape on that squeegee as well, haven't you? You use that as some sort of...
Yeah, it's just a reference really. I've set some tape here to about 30mm, so as long as I keep that on the edge of the paper, I know I'm not going to go over my 50mm overlap. All right, and because we've got a skirting here at the bottom, I can't take the guard knife all the way to the end. So I get it as far as I can. I can remove that then. You can see that's actually no fibre in there whatsoever, so that's made a really good cut. And now with my wallpaper knife, I can just insert that into the bottom, hopefully into exactly the same place, and then just continue the rest of the cut with the knife. Okay, it's really minimizing your chances of damaging the wall. I'm just going to come up from the cut there. So now we can remove the positive from the second sheet, and then if we just open this up, we can remove the negative from the first sheet. Okay, and then with an applicator, what we're doing is we're just putting the 2 bits back together again. And I say with a thicker material, sometimes you can actually hear this click back into place. The cut is so thin, it joins back up perfectly.